Hey there, welcome. Hope you're having a great day today. We are talking about Judges chapter 7 today. If this is your first time seeing one of my videos, welcome. I talk about one Bible chapter each day. We started back with Genesis chapter 1 at the beginning of this year, and you can join us anytime or you can go back to the beginning. All of the previous videos are on my YouTube channel, which can be found in my profile. So if you want to go back and start at the beginning, you're welcome to do that. So today in this chapter, we see Gideon preparing to fight. Yesterday we saw God visiting Gideon via an angel of the Lord, telling him or getting him prepared to lead the Israelites. And it's kind of interesting because Gideon wants to be this great leader, and he gathers all of these people together, these men together to fight. And God actually tells him to not do that. He says, you know, I don't want you to use all these people you have gathered. Instead, I want you to use a fewer number of them so that it will be obvious that my hand was on the Israelites, and I, in fact, helped you all win this battle. So in verse 4 of this chapter, it says, but the Lord told Gideon, there are still too many. You know, he tells Gideon to tell some of the men they don't need to go fight. Gideon kind of whittles down the number, but God says, there are still too many. Bring them down to the spring, and I will test them to determine who will go with you and who will not. But Gideon took his warriors down to the water. When Gideon took his warriors down to the water, the Lord told him, divide the men into two groups. In one group, put all of those who cup water in their hands and lap it up with their tongues like dogs. In the other group, put all those who kneel down and drink with their mouths in the stream. Only 300 of the men drank from their hands. All the others got down on their knees and drank with their mouths in the stream. And God tells him to take the 300 who drank the water from their hands. There must be some significance to that. I maybe need to dig and find that, but I just think that's kind of interesting. And something else that is interesting is, I read somewhere, okay, so get this. In the beginning, Gideon gathered 32,000 men to fight. God has now whittled that down from 32,000 to 300. 32,000 to 300. Something that I want to share with you in the footnote section comes from verse 21. It says, Gideon's warriors simply watched as the army of Midian fell into panic, confusion, and disordered retreat. Not one soldier had to draw a sword to defeat the enemy. Gideon's small army could never have achieved such a victory in their own strength. God wanted to demonstrate to Israel that victory depends not on strength or numbers, but on obedience and commitment to Him. So here's what happened. God, in a way, confused the Midianites, and you need to read the chapter to see how this happened, but they began actually attacking each other. So this battle was really not hard for the 300 Israelites to win, and when it was all said and done, everyone could see that God's hand was definitely on this. And this is a great lesson for us today, because we may be in a situation where we think, you know, I don't see any way out of this situation. Or I don't see any way for this situation to be resolved. And that's when you kind of go back to the but God. God can make a way where there isn't a way. He can take something that seems impossible and make it possible. So we never want to sell Him short. And by obeying, praying, and committing what we do to Him, He will show us a way, even when it does seem impossible. So thank you guys for watching today. Have a great rest of your day. I'll see you next time.